am Eric Tenkar, and you are listening to the Tavern Chat podcast. You can catch live streams of this podcast when recorded on YouTube every Wednesday night. I do this with Bad Mike from North Texas RPG Con. 8 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/Eric Tenkar. And Joe the Lawyer and I will be doing Iron Rations live streams every other Friday, the second and fourth Friday of the month. So I guess that means, I don't know, the 9th or something like that for January. Something like that. Folks, it is the last day of 2020. So, not to make it too personal, but 2020, go fuck yourself. Okay? Could it have been worse? I'm sure it could have been. I take the glass as being half full. And I, as far as I know, never caught COVID. Although my upper respiratory infection earlier in the year could have been that. But that led to pneumonia, which led to a hospitalization, which led to congestive heart failure, which led to a hospitalization and 4 stents. But if I hadn't had the pneumonia leading to congestive heart failure, I might have had straight-out heart failure, according to my specialist. And that would have been bad, because straight-out heart failure would mean not waking up one morning, right? We don't want that. And in my third hospitalization, where I passed out from dehydration and low blood pressure, revealed I had a totally occluded left carotid, which basically means my left carotid does not work. But that is knowledge, right? It means you keep an eye on your cholesterol going forward, and you keep the rest of your arteries nice and clean. So that is my fucked up year in review. Like I said, I could leave this saying, oh man, it really fucking sucked. Excuse me, but instead, it could have been a hell of a lot fucking worse. I hope and pray that for all my listeners, that 2021 is a much better year than 2020 was. Bad Mike and I have great plans for our live streams, our Wednesday night live streams. And we're going to be doing those live streams pretty much daily, 4 days during the TotalCon convention in February. And we're looking to do this for other conventions that have gone from being in a physical space to a virtual space. And I'm sure I'll get into more of that later. I'm going, though, to talk about and I don't normally do this shit. You know, I don't go, I got my New Year's resolutions. All right. But this year, I will put it out there. Okay? On a personal level, I'd like to get my weight under 200. Right now, it's ranging from like 213 to 218, depending on the day. I'd like to get down under 200. That'd be remarkable. I'd like to continue to keep my blood sugar and cholesterol well controlled and lead a more physical lifestyle. But next thing I like to do is I like to be more productive. And then there's somebody out there going, dude, you do a fucking podcast every day. You do a blog every day. You do these live streams. How much more productive can you be? I want to actually produce material. And not just produce material myself, but enable others to be published. I'm trying to work on that and trying to wrap my head around it. I am not the most organized person in the world. I will freely admit that. So, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But I would like to see people that are creative. There are a number of creative people in our community, in the OSR. And again, to those who say the OSR is not a community, if you don't want to be a part of it, don't be a part of it. The rest of us don't fucking care. You know, take your bowl and go home. There's a lot of bowls in the OSR. Over the years, we've seen a lot of people try to do I'm going to take my bowl and go home. Well, you released your bowl under the Creative Commons, or you released your bowl under the OGL. You can bitch and complain all you want. It's not how the game works when you use those licenses, right? And I think they're beautiful licenses. I think they're the life's blood of the OSR and to a large extent gaming. Like I said, I want to be involved in the process of getting more material out there because I'll probably discuss this over the weekend. But I read an article, oh my God, over on Wired, and it's about D&D and how it's not really achieving what it should be achieving as far as inclusivity and other aspects. And I'm realizing that, you know what? D&D, to a lot of people, is what role-playing games are, right? Just like, I don't know, Xerox is a copy machine, right? Like all copy machines are Xerox. All tissue paper is Kleenex. Well, all RPGs are D&D. But you know what? That's why we have the OSR. And the OSR is great because you can have an RPG and you can say, you know what? I'm going to write an old school engined RPG and it's going to be filled with 19 different varieties of orcs. And some of these orcs are going to be lawful good, and some of them are going to be chaotic evil, and everything fucking in between. And there's going to be a flavor for everybody. And you know what? That's fine. Because the market will decide whether there's a market for that, right? The community will go, oh, we support this, we don't. That is the amazing thing. The D&D is not the market. Dungeons and Dragons is not the market. It certainly is the tide that lifted all boats. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm not saying it certainly doesn't drive the market. But the OSR is its own market. It's a smaller market, don't get me wrong. But so long as you have passionate individuals creating for it and passionate players playing the games, we don't need the bigger titles. They're fine and dandy. But you don't need D&D. You don't need Dungeons and Dragons. It's a beautiful game. Don't get me wrong. It's got a beautiful history. Don't get me wrong. One of the things I want to go over the weekend is, believe it or not, the history of orcs and D&D. But the OSR is so much greater than what led to it. And because it's a variety, because there is no one true way to play the game. And I think that's what is awesome. And I'm hoping that 2021 showcases that. I have been for years a standard bearer for the OSR, but I want to encourage others to wave that banner, to wave that flag, and really show by creating or by sharing and talking and gaming why old school gaming is such a great thing and why the OSR is such an amazing concept, community. In a way, it's its own being, has its own life. It ebbs and it flows. Yes, but all different ways. But yes, I want to 2021, I would love to see it be the year of the OSR. The year of the dragon, the year of the OSR, the year of old school gaming, of old school role playing, of all of that. So 2021, may it be much better than 2020. And 2020, obviously in my case, could have been a lot worse. I will take it for the good stuff that it is. Folks, on that note, I am most certainly not a medical professional. Please seek professional medical advice if you need advice beyond use your common sense in the world of COVID. All right? Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. And knock on wood. God willing, I'll be back tomorrow night with Rach as we talk about gamers' health. And I got a new recipe to discuss. And again, some New Year's resolutions. And I guess a Nintendo Switch update. Oh my God, I hurt myself. Not in a bad way, but I moved muscles I didn't. A video game made me move muscles I never thought I fucking had. All right, folks. Mañana, tomorrow. God bless. Later. Oh, and Happy New Year. Bye bye.